it's Lucy with 12 South Pilates and Personal Training, and today I'm going to share with you some stretches and exercises that you can do if you're a cyclist. So I had a request for what are some good things for cyclists to do, and you probably already know if you're a cyclist that you use your quads a lot, and the quads tend to get really well developed with a lot of cycling, but what can happen is the hamstrings can be less developed. So anytime you have one stronger muscle pulling against a weaker muscle, that can lead to problems down the road. So I'm going to show you some exercises today that you can do to help build up hamstrings and also stretch out those quads and stretch out the calves, and maybe get a tiny bit of core work in there too. So we're going to go ahead and get started laying on our stomachs today. So let's come on down to that mat. And when I lay on my stomach, I still want to protect my low spine. So what I like to do is I like to think about having like a little grape right underneath my belly button. So I'm going to lift up on that belly button to help protect and not squash my grape. And that way I support my low spine. So I'm going to lay my head down, and then I'm going to lift my legs up about an inch or two off the ground, and I'm just going to tap those heels together. So it's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Now it's not important how high I lift those legs, it's more about being in control, and you should feel that work in your hamstrings and also up into your glutes. So let's do one more set. We're going to lift those legs up and then tap the heels. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And lay that down. And you may also feel a little work in your inner thighs because those muscles are working too. So let's come up onto our forearms. And again, when I'm on my forearms, I'm still thinking about pulling that belly button in and supporting that core. And I'm going to take my left leg, I'm going to flex that foot, I'm going to kick it back twice. And then the right leg, 2 little kickbacks. I'm going to continue to alternate. And so what you'll notice is you're working with your hamstring, but you're also getting a nice stretch through the quad at the same time. So this serves the double purpose of working that hamstring muscle and stretching the quad muscle. So this is a really good one if you're a cyclist. So let's continue. We're going to do 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, and 1. You can do as many of those as you like. I would recommend maybe 10 or so per side. So with that, we're going to roll onto our back now that we've worked the hamstring a little bit, and we're going to stretch it out. And I like to use a band to do this. I'm just going to take a regular band, fold it in half. I'm going to put it around the arch of one of my feet. And then I'm going to straighten that leg out, and again I'm going to flex that foot. By flexing that foot, I'm going to get a stretch through not only the hamstring but also the calf. And I'm just thinking about pulling my big toe towards my head so that leg is coming straight back. And I'm keeping it nice and straight so I can feel that stretch through the back of the leg. I like to use the band because it gives me a little assistance and maybe deepens that stretch a little bit. If you don't have a band, you could just pull through the back of your leg. Just don't pull on your knee. We don't want to put any strain on the knee. But you can always do this without a band. And you want to hold for maybe 10 to 15 seconds. This is a nice static stretch. We don't want to be popping in and out too quickly. So we're probably about good on this leg. We'll go to the other leg. Same thing. Stretching through the hamstring, stretching through the calf. And you might notice that there's a difference in how far you can stretch on one side to the other. Most of us are not really that symmetrical, so working one leg at a time is a great way to work on those imbalances you might have. So again, we're going to hold this for a few breaths, keeping that foot flexed. You might even want to point and flex a little bit to feel that stretch through the calf, through the hamstring. And then we're going to put that band aside, and we're going to come on up, and we're going to do a little work to stretch out our quads, and then also we'll get a little core work in there with this. So I'm going to come up onto my knees, and I'm going to put my hands behind the small of my back. I'm putting my hands back there to support and protect my spine. I don't want to arch my back at all. I want to keep my spine in the same neutral alignment as I hinge myself back and pull myself forward. So think about if you had a rope going out of your belly button that would pull you forward. So we're using those core muscles to bring you back up, okay? And you should feel a pretty decent stretch through those quads as you hinge back and forth and also work through that core. So you can do as many of those as you'd like. I'd recommend between like 5 and 10 of these little stretches and core work at the same time. Let's do 3 more. Here's 3, 2, can feel that stretch, and 1. And we're going to do one more stretch for our quads, and we're going to stay on our knees, but I'm going to bring my hands behind my back. I'm going to press my chest up and take that stretch. Chances are if you spend a lot of time hunched over that bike, those chest muscles can get a little shortened and tight. So this is a good one to open up that chest and stretch the quads at the same time. And then I'm going to drop that down. So there you go. There's a few simple exercises and stretches that you can do that are going to target your quads, your hamstrings, your calves, and then also give you a little bit of core work. So if you're biking regularly, I think these will be a really good addition to your workout and won't take too long to do. Thanks for watching. I'm Lucy with 12 South Pilates and Personal Training.